Hi. Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you're okay. I hope you're feeling good. What I would like to share today is a topic that I am experiencing myself. All of my videos are about that actually, because yeah, I think we all are connected to each other in one or the other way. So what I feel or what you feel is something that I feel, and what I feel is something that you feel. So we are working on our stuff like simultaneously, everybody together somehow, although most often we feel alone in what we're going through, but we are not. So today is the topic of healing the Annunaki bloodline. So maybe Annunaki is something that is a word for you, maybe not. I will not kind of talk too much about that. You can look it up. So if you have heard of that, that's maybe there's maybe something in here in this video for you. Healing the Anunnaki bloodline is, for me personally, a part of my healing journey, because I am a part of me, not all of me, part of me is I am a descendant of the Anunnaki. I've done a video on YouTube a while ago where I channeled the story of the Anunnaki. There are many stories about them. There are many mediums that have channeled a lot of messages. Mine is maybe a little bit different. Part of the Anunnaki were helping to de-enslave the humans that their entire family enslaved. And part of the Anunnaki were taking off to another place after being victoriously thrown off the planet by humans. So the Anunnaki bloodline is given in our family through every female. So the males in my family are not related to that one ancestor, Anunnaki ancestor, that I am related to. So it's as well, therefore, it's about the mother wounding. And it's specifically what I am experiencing. It's not only about, as the Anunnaki were enslaving humans for their purpose, it's not only about freedom per se, but it's as well about the freedom in mind, so that you don't feel oppressed, so to speak, by your own psyche. And what does that mean? That means negative thoughts, old woundings, old pain are kind of taking over and giving you an old narrative, a story that kind of starts to unfold in your life. Let's say, for example, you have the story of always being in a beautiful relationship, but then you get rejected. Everybody breaks up with you, right? Or you have the story that you always feel like you find a good job, but then you lose it. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's always a certain pattern that repeats itself. And it kind of takes over. It takes over our mind. It takes over what we believe about ourselves. It takes over our entire system that we are operating on. So when it comes to the Anunnaki bloodline, it's the wounding of not belonging. It's the wounding of that you are not able to share emotional, intimate relationships with others, not only romantic, but in general, having relationship with people where you feel like you can share yourself, you can be vulnerable, you are being heard, and seen and held and validated. So that's the Annunaki wounding, that you feel of some sort. You don't emotionally connect with other on a very deep level due to a lot of pain and hurt that we carry on from that lineage. So that means when you have that feeling, and that is something that I have sorry, I was listening to the bird, that I have had for the longest time in my life, the feeling of kind of being an alien and nobody really gets me. But it was because I wasn't able to establish or find really deep connections to other humans. And it left me brutally isolated, like brutally. And I had that pattern in my life that whenever I tried a little bit to open up to somebody, I kind of get punched back in some way, because I never really dared, I would say, to find people that I really can be vulnerable with. I rather attracted people who weren't vulnerable or able to be vulnerable themselves. So if they are confronted with vulnerability, they don't know how to act on it. So I was attracting that kind of people because I wasn't ready myself. So that was a repeating pattern that got me feeling so, very alone, and as if I always have to do everything by myself. And that is a female topic anyways, nowadays. So, but as I was always entering that pattern, that topic of doing everything by myself and not really feeling connected to anybody, I was lacking love a lot. I was lacking so much love from others and from myself. And I just kept pushing for life, pushing, always doing everything by myself. And of course, you cannot do life by yourself. It's impossible. One way or the other, it will hurt you, mentally or physically, psychically. And in my case, it created some sort of pain that when I had those moments when I was reaching out to people and trying to connect and it didn't happen, or they were punching me back, or they were backstabbing me, it created that pattern of extreme kind of distortion of myself. Like, I am not valuable. Everything I'm dreaming of, I cannot achieve because nobody's there that really values me or is into my ideas. It created that distorted perception on me that I'm a piece of shit. I'm so sorry my language, but that's the perception. And it was in some way very depressing. Very depressing. So the Annunaki bloodline lineage comes with a wound of feeling isolated that causes a distorted perception on oneself of being totally neglected and alone and not in communion with others. So that's the pattern. So what's important when we want to heal a pattern or cleanse our bloodline is to change the narrative, is to understand that the feelings we have, the pain we carry out of the experience that we made is valid. but the story attached to it. And I'm so sorry, I'm crying now. The story attached to it is not valid. We can rewrite our story. We can rewrite our story, and simultaneously holding space for the pain in our bloodline, caring and loving it, and acknowledging what everybody went through before us, and yet putting a stop on it and saying, I validate the pain, the oppression of the mind, the distortion of the perception that comes with that pain. Being outcast, being an alien, not being with others, not being able to have deep connections, that feeling, that perception, it's not possible. We validate the pain, but we can rewrite the story attached to it. That is cleansing the bloodline. That is cleansing the bloodline. And we do it with truly starting to talk. I do it by talking differently towards myself. Whenever I feel that pain comes up, where I feel I'm slipping back into my depressed mode and I'm nothing worth it, nothing goes the way I really dream into reality, I go back speaking out words, because those are like spells, like telling myself, this is not my story anymore. And I see 1213 on the screen, which is my brother's numbers for ourselves, my brother who passed away 11 years ago. So he's now with us. Talking, spelling, literally a spell. That is not my story. My story is I have dreams and aspirations. I carry beautiful gifts within myself that I want to share with beautiful people out there, and I know they're gonna love me, and I know I love them back. And I want to open up. I invite love to come in and to share that on a mutual level. So spelling it out, like rewriting your own story, who you are and what you're gonna experience. And invite your ancestors. We are all experiencing, the ones who are in it, to cleanse the bloodline, not by ourselves. It's the opposite. Our ancestors are stepping in to help us cleanse it. And we have chosen to be the one who cleanses it through with them together while we are here on earth. You were chosen to do that because you are strong enough to do it. No matter what's happening in life, you're strong enough to do it, and you're not alone. So invite your ancestors in to help you write your own story that you want to write in your life. And they will come and help you cleanse all the patterns, the distortion, the perceptions about yourself and your life, so that it's kind of a clean slate where your true essence can really shine through and write a new story for the life that you truly desire from your heart. Yeah. We've done a lot of work in our new chapter already that we are in right now. And we need to do it. We need to cleanse all that shit out. So we have clean pages where we can write, project, manifest from a place of love and not a place of pain. And we can do it. And we are doing it. Happy full moon tomorrow. I love you very much, you guys. I love you very much. Take good care.